That's why we could all be in the same exact circumstances having different experiences. Because we're looking at that experience through the lens of our own conditioned mind and our own concepts of how life is. And it's funny, whatever, if there's a dozen people here, whatever, and I'm teaching satsang, there's 13 satsangs going on. There's the one I think I'm teaching, and there's the one you're hearing, the one you're hearing, the one you're hearing, the one you're hearing, and so on. And they're all different. And if you all got together after satsang and talk about what you heard, you would all be saying, no, he didn't say that. What are you talking about? He said this, and this is what he meant, and that's what he meant. And you all are hearing something different. It's that subjective. And even the idea of who you think you are has changed constantly throughout your life. You're not the same person you thought you were a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, right? That story you have of yourself is constantly evolving and changing, isn't it? So which one are you? Which one are you? Say it. None of them. None of them. And so we're here, and we're living in this fairy tale in our heads, living like that fairy tale is real. And we're suffering that fairy tale. That's the problem. But that's what drives us and motivates us also to the spiritual practice. Fundamental root of suffering. Only took me 20 years to figure that out. Here, see, you'll get it in 20 minutes. Well, yeah.
People want it now. They want it instantly. They want results immediately.
Well,
they don't realize it takes time and practice.
You want to know something? You could get it right now tonight.
It would last for a moment.
No.
But you can connect those moments together if you start doing it every day.
But what I'm telling you though is that once you have that realization, you can't unrealize it. And if you have that realization tonight and there's nothing stopping you from having that realization tonight, like don't lay out a big long, this is a long road. It tends to happen gradually for many people, but it doesn't have to be that way. That's not the rule. That's not what happened for Eckhart Tolle. But he was in intense suffering. Intense. And it was that snapped him out of identification. But I'm telling you, right here, right now, this is not something, that I want you to say it's not for me, or I'm never going to get it, or it's going to take forever. That's not true. That's how tightly you're holding on to your identification, because identification is not holding on to you. Sometimes when we talk about ego, excuse me, I've got a little agita. Sometimes when we talk about ego, we kind of make ego into this entity that's trying to get us. You know what I mean? Like, my ego is doing this and my ego is doing that to me. Your ego is just a concept in your mind, and it's not your ego holding on to you. It's you holding on to your ego. Why would you hold on somehow? Your ego being your mind-based identity. Why would you want to hold on so tightly to it?
Because it's the only thing we've ever known.
Right? Because it's the only thing we've ever known.
We're scared of change.
We're scared of change. Because you're identified as it. Because it's you, and it's like letting go of you. Because you don't know what you are without it, so you just hold on to what's familiar. What I'm asking you to do is, like, you're holding on to this branch. I'm saying you got to let go of that branch. And you're saying, but Tom, I can't see the other branch. I'm saying, well, you got to trust me. There's going to be another branch, or if there's no branch, it's not even going to be a problem. And you're like, okay, but I'm not letting go of the branch. I can't let go of my identity for I don't know. I mean, you got to understand, when you're losing your identity, You feel like you're disappearing. It is extraordinarily disconcerting at first when what you believe to be real is not real. It can be frightening. And you feel like you're disappearing. But what's disappearing is that which was never real to begin with. But you believed it to be real. It's like finding out there's no Santa Claus and you're Santa Claus. And so it's you holding on to your identity because you feel like if you let go, you're going to go crazy. And that's why they say, if you want to experience enlightenment, be prepared to sweat white beads. What I would say is just be okay with being wrong. You want the fast path to enlightenment? Just be okay with being wrong. This is what slows people down, is that they don't want to be wrong. I was wrong about everything. I was wrong about who I was wrong about time, I was wrong about the way I was perceiving myself. I was wrong, I couldn't have been more wrong. It was so wrong. But I was taught to be wrong. You know what I mean? I'm born to a world, a lot of people that were wrong. But I was okay with being wrong. I was very wrong.